Agroecology is the science of applying ecological principles to the fields of agriculture and horticulture. Organic gardening is centuries old and is based in real science. Agroecology is that science. Inherent in agroecology is the principle of the ecosystem. Gardens and agricultural systems are ecosystems. They can either be healthy or not healthy.
Some scientists would say it's too full.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's a sign of stress.
The study of agroecology seeks to develop better ways of enhancing the health of these ecosystems. Agroecology places a great emphasis on healthy soil. Soil organisms such as bacteria and fungi play a crucial role in soil fertility, breaking down all dead remains of plants and animals into soil nutrients, which are required for healthy plant growth. This is called nutrient cycling.
3-compartment compost bin, they're very common. We have one at the community gardens at the high school. You'll see them all over the nation. It's one of the ways in which people make compost. The most common way of making compost is to have a single compost pile.
And what is cooking compost?
That's the one which is fresh. That's the first bin it goes into. And then they move it to the second bin. And in that movement, you're adding air, which is very important to the fungi and the bacteria which are growing inside of the compost and continuing the decomposition process. Plus, when you move it from the cooking compost to the flip compost, you now have opened up the cooking compost bin for more compost.
Right.
And then finally, the last bin is where the finished product goes, and it's there whenever you need it to put into your garden to help rebuild your soil ecosystem. Compost pile we put back into the gardens to grow new lettuce. So there's this cycle. Life has this important cycle, and the science of ecology is an important part of that. Same with agroecology.
Poopsie and Scotch.
Yep.
They look very healthy, look like they're happy.
Yeah.
You let them run around here?
Sometimes we do, not as much as we would
They'd
like or they would like, but sometimes we do. Worms are very important in the decomposition, making compost process. Worms are scavengers. They eat and digest dead plant material, which further increases the process of decomposition so that the end product, their so-called worm castings, can be added back into your soil ecosystem to enrich the soil. And if the worms are actually living in your soil, it'd also be aerating your soil at the same time. And aerating the soil is very important because plant roots need air, as well as the microflora and fauna, the fungi and bacteria, which are very important in a healthy soil.
Okay.
It completes that ecology, so-called cycle of life. Plus they'll lay eggs, and then the humans get eggs.
Additional principles of ecology that are important in agroecology are the energy pyramid, ecosystem productivity, and the complexity of food webs, which promote ecosystem stability and health. The concept of biodiversity is also important to agroecology. The sustainability of an agriculture and garden ecosystem is influenced greatly by its diversity of plants, insects, and soil microbes. And how about over here? You have lots of different varieties of lettuce.
Yeah.
And this one over here looks like people like your romaine lettuce.
Yeah. Sold out.
So what do they do to keep the pests away from lettuce type?
The lettuce are a little bit more difficult. What we'll do is we'll put cloth over the top, especially the arugula, and that'll do a pretty good job of keeping things like flea beetles and birds away from them. And these are also pretty rapid turnover crops, so I mean within 4 weeks about they'll from planting to harvest, and so you kind
4 weeks from planting to harvest?
Yeah, they're pretty quick. So
Wow, and is
yeah.
that planting, that's the seeds, or that's planting the small?
Seeds, yeah.
And it's such an important part of an agroecological system, are the bees. Without that pollinating behavior, the almonds and the watermelons wouldn't grow.
That little guy just had an avocado in his mouth, and he buried it somewhere, I believe. Yeah, and I'd like to know if this is a normal occurrence.
That's an owl, and if you want to get it in your picture, owl house.
Right up there?
Keep the gophers down.
Really? How do they get the owls to go in there?
Well, they just build them a house, and if there's ground squirrels around that the owls like to eat. Most of the owls are probably staying in their cypress trees. You can tell that something's been going in and out of that owl house, how it's worn around the hole. Rattlesnake. But there's a 95% chance it's a gopher snake. His tongue just came out.
Yeah, we got that. Oh, there he goes. He's moving.